Could this be the season Mitch Marner finally breaks free from the playoff narrative that has haunted him? With a career-best point total on the horizon, the pressure is on as he navigates his contract year. Will the Maple Leafs secure their star player for the long haul, or will the prospect of free agency become too tempting to ignore? Stay tuned, and don't forget to subscribe and like our channel for all your Toronto Maple Leafs news. Mitch Marner is on fire this season, playing like a man possessed. With 15 goals and 67 points in just 48 games, he's not only helping the Toronto Maple Leafs stay atop the Atlantic Division, but also proving himself to be the team's MVP. This is no small feat, especially considering the injuries that have plagued the lineup. But let's talk about what's really at stake here. It's the final year of Marner's contract, and if there's one thing we know, it's that this puts him in a critical position to maximize his value. Now, I've been listening to the discussions around this topic, particularly the insights from Greg Wyshynski and Jeff Marek. It's fascinating to hear how they frame Marner's performance. Wyshynski made an excellent point about how players typically use a contract year to showcase their skills in hopes of cashing in on a big payday. But in Marner's case, it seems to go deeper than that. Rather than merely playing for a paycheck, it feels like he's fighting to prove his worth to the franchise. This season is about more than just statistics. It's about solidifying his place in a franchise that has been under scrutiny for its playoff failures. As a die-hard Leafs fan, I can't help but feel a pang of anxiety about what might happen if Marner were to leave. Wyshynski articulated it perfectly when he said that if the Leafs let him go or trade him, they'd be chasing a player of his caliber for years to come. That's a chilling thought for a fan base that's already seen too many talented players come and go. The idea of Marner flourishing elsewhere while the Leafs struggle to find someone to fill those massive skates is a nightmare scenario. And let's not forget that Marner has been unfairly blamed for the team's playoff shortcomings over the past decade. Sure, he's had some ups and downs in the postseason, but this year feels different. He's not just racking up points. He's also contributing defensively, which is huge. It makes you wonder, can the Maple Leafs get this done and extend him before he potentially hits the open market? The tension surrounding this situation is palpable. Marner has expressed a desire to stay in Toronto, but we all know that actions speak louder than words. The front office has to make a decision that could alter the franchise's direction. Do they extend him now, locking him in for the future, or do they risk letting him test free agency, where he could become the highest-paid winger in the NHL? Honestly, I'm torn on this. On one hand, keeping a player of Marner's talent is a no-brainer. On the other, the pressure of signing him to a contract that reflects his worth could lead to complications down the line, especially if the team's performance doesn't meet expectations. This season is pivotal, not just for Marner but for the entire organization. Winning means everything to this franchise and its fans. We've been waiting for a deep playoff run for what feels like an eternity. Marner's current performance hints at a potential turning point. He's showing that he can be a cornerstone of this team, but will the management recognize that? The clock is ticking, and I can't help but feel a sense of urgency. The Toronto Maple Leafs have made some notable roster moves that have fans buzzing with speculation and analysis. The recent decision to place Max Pacioretty on injured reserve and call up Jacob Quillin from the Marlies is certainly one that warrants a closer look. Pacioretty, who took a puck to the side of his helmet during a game against the Montreal Canadiens, managed to finish that match, but quickly felt the effects afterward. It's always tough to see a player, especially one with his experience and skill, sidelined like this. The fact that he's now listed as day-to-day, but has already been placed on IR, means we could be looking at a longer absence than initially expected. This marks the second time this season that Pacioretty has found himself on the IR list, having previously dealt with a lower body injury that kept him out for about a month. The frustration must be immense for him as he was just starting to find his rhythm, contributing 12 points in 32 games. I can't help but think about how crucial he is to the Leafs' offensive strategy. He joined the team on a professional tryout, before signing a one-year deal, and his presence was expected to bolster the team's playoff aspirations. Without him in the lineup, the Leafs face a significant challenge, particularly as they gear up for key matchups against teams like the Ottawa Senators and the Minnesota Wild. Now, let's talk about Jacob Quillin. This young player has been given a golden opportunity to step up. Quillin has had a solid AHL season, racking up 15 points in 35 games, and his recent performance, which included a goal in a power play situation and 2 assists in a shutout win over the Manitoba Moose, shows he's ready for this challenge. You have to admire a player who not only contributes offensively, but also shines defensively, something that's often overlooked in younger players. With Quillin being called up, it raises some interesting questions. Will he make an immediate impact in the NHL? Can he fill some of the void left by Pacioretty? Honestly, I'm torn. Part of me is excited to see what Quillin can do on the big stage, while another part worries about the pressure he might face. But hey, that's the reality of professional sports. You have to step up when your number is called. The Leafs have been known to give young talent a chance, and this could be a pivotal moment for Quillin. If he performs well, it might just solidify his spot within the organization for the long haul. Imagine the possibilities if he can translate his AHL success to the NHL level. This could be the start of something special. It's moments like these that can really ignite a fan base, giving us hope and excitement as we look toward the future. As a fan, I can't help but feel a mix of hope and anxiety. The Maple Leafs have shown they can compete with the best, but injuries have a way of shaking things up. With Pacioretty out, it places even more pressure on the likes of Auston Matthews and Mitch Marner to carry the load. We need them to elevate their game, and it's essential that the supporting cast steps up as well. How will this impact our playoff chances? Will these setbacks derail our momentum? And you, what do you think? I want to hear your opinions down below. This is a pivotal time for our team, and your insights could spark some great discussions. Do you believe this is the right path for the Leafs? As we continue to navigate through the season, every decision counts and your voice matters in this conversation. Remember, the stakes are high and the emotions are real. The Maple Leafs journey is one that we all share as fans, and it's crucial that we stay connected through all the ups and downs. So, if you want to keep up with the latest updates on our beloved team, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Activate the notification bell to get all the latest updates and join me as we cheer on the Maple Leafs together.